many different ways to buy Bitcoin, but the cheapest and fastest way to buy Bitcoin with cash is with a CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM. CoinFlip ATMs allow anyone to buy Bitcoin with the lowest fees and within just a few steps. Hi, I'm Amy, and I'm one of the hundreds of store owners who partner with CoinFlip. In this convenient store, we host a CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM. We earn passive income, more foot traffic, and we get free advertising done by the CoinFlip team. Getting the ATM was easy. We just contact the CoinFlip team at info@coinflip.tech, and they handle everything with no cost to the store owner. This includes installation, maintenance, marketing, and even 24/7 customer service. We just provide a small space within the store. To get your own CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM and join the monetary revolution, contact CoinFlip today. info@coinflip.tech or fill out the form at request.coinflip.tech. 773-800-0106.
Whether you're brand new to cryptocurrency or an expert, Hodlit is the app for you. Are you tired of dealing with the exchanges, their unreliability, and high fees? Welcome to the new cryptocurrency standard. Hodlit is your one-stop shop for accumulating cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. This is the easiest way for you to accumulate crypto and manage it. Download the Hodlit app now. Create your profile, link one or more bank accounts, set up your dashboard, and let Hodlit do the rest. It's easy and fast. Hodlit provides multiple ways to purchase and accumulate crypto. Included are advanced automated buying features along with direct market buys. You have total control of your money and which cryptocurrencies get purchased, with options including Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Tether, Ripple, among others. Use the Roundup feature to automatically purchase crypto with your spare change after making everyday purchases. Easily increase your Roundup growth by using the Boost Growth option and boost your Roundups by either 2, 3, or 5 times. The Autopilot feature allows you to purchase crypto based on the amount and frequency you choose. Set it and forget it. Buy and sell in real time. The coins you buy are the coins you get. Hodlit holds 100% true blockchain purchases. No downtime. Super secure. Lower fees, and you get 24/7 support. Hodlit makes it easy for you to create and manage a diversified cryptocurrency portfolio. Look forward to future enhancements coming soon, as well as additional cryptocurrency options. Download the Hodlit app today and get started now.
All right, we're live. Hey, how goes it, bros? I'm here with my bro, Manu, and Max from Money on Chain. How goes it?
Hello, how are you? How are you?
I'm good, bro. I just want to let people know if you're watching this right now on Twitter live. I know we're Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, wherever it is. Going over to Twitter, go ahead and do a retweet, drop a comment. Every single day, somebody wins Bitcoin. It could be you today. All you have to do, retweet, comment, win Bitcoin. Everybody should enter. Good luck. Somebody's going to win. Why don't you guys take a chance to introduce yourselves? Maybe let us know a little bit about like who you are outside of the space, maybe how you got into this space and what you're doing now with Money on Chain. And I'll let you two decide who goes first.
Max.
Okay. Please go for it.
Well, I'm before the space. I've been in the space like for 3 years. I learned about Bitcoin a little bit earlier with Max. It's all Max's fault. He was talking me about. We were working together, and I was asking him, "What do you live from?" Well, this coins that I'm talking for some years now, and I said, "Well, what is back from and from nothing?" Okay, so I passed.
Pure bad influence.
And then a couple of years later, I was working in SAP, the German technology firm, and I came a guy from Palo Alto and said, "Well, there's many technologies that are going to change the world. One is going to be blockchain." So I called my friend Max and tell him, "Well, we need to make a consultancy firm to build something with blockchain." And he told me, "Well, you don't understand anything at all. It's Bitcoin, not blockchain. You are stupid." And then we discussed like for a year, and then we built Money on Chain. That's my short story with Bitcoin and how I got into this.
That's a beautiful short story. You got to make that into like a children's book with images. I ran into Max in an alley and he told me about Bitcoin. It's funny. All right, Max, how goes it, bro? Thanks for joining.
Well, thank you for having me here. Well, I'm Max. I've been here from 10 years now. I discovered Bitcoin like late 2009. I was searching for distributed computer applications and I found Bitcoin miners. There were, on those days, Bitcoin had zero value and there were no exchange and there were no pools. So I researched a little and I said, well, but the blockchain idea is great, but there is nothing backing Bitcoin. So this token is worthless. So I give it away. Then I returned to Bitcoin in late 2011, and I discovered that people were giving a value to Bitcoin. I remember like between $2 and $5 was the price of Bitcoin on those days. So I decided to give it a try and research a little more why people were thinking that this has value. Well, I fall in the rabbit hole and I'm still here fully involved in Bitcoin. I've been full-time in Bitcoin since 2013.
Oh wow, man! Congrats! Welcome, to joining us, everybody. I see everybody in the chat on Periscope. Don't forget to do the retweet and comment for a chance to win some Bitcoin. We're talking with Manuel and Max from Money on Chain. That's crazy, man. That you saw it, pretty early on, like year one. Kind of took a sabbatical to 2011 and ended up coming back in 2013. Well, going all in, I guess, with 2013. Personally, when I first heard about Bitcoin in 2015, I pretty much went all in right away. I was already at the point, like, I was, forget the banks. I don't want a bank account. Forget the US dollar. Forget stocks. I was already looking for something new and exciting. And then my buddy was like, check out this Ethereum ICO. There's no KYC. And I'm like, wait. No, I'm like, this can't be legit. No KYC. Well, is it insured? Is it like FDIC insured or something? Like, what if it goes up and who can I sue? And they're like, nobody. I was like, all right, cool. Shut up and take my money. I pretty much went all in on Bitcoin by the beginning of 2016. I was living completely off of crypto, and I still am to this day since. So it's been a good 4 or 5 years, all in on crypto, and that's all I really have to spend. I'm very cash poor. So I like when people get into the space and start building things for people like me. So let's get into a little bit about like what Money on Chain is and what you guys are building.
Well, basically, Money on Chain is a DeFi platform. It has several components. The first component that is already running is a stable coin that is backed by Bitcoin.
A stable coin backed by Bitcoin?
Yes, exactly. It has 3 tokens. It has the dollar on chain, that is the stable coin backed by Bitcoin. One interesting thing about the dollar on chain is that the peg with the US dollar is guaranteed by the smart contract. You don't have to rely in a secondary market, and everybody can redeem their tokens against the smart contract. So you don't have to depend on someone buying your stable coin like the other stable coins. Then we have the token that I like more. It's a token made for Bitcoin holders that is called the BitPro. The BitPro is a liquidity token that lets the magic happen. So the BitPro has a little bit of free leverage, typically between 1.1 and 1.2 of leverage. So that when the price of the coin goes up, the BitPro goes up a little bit higher. And on top of that, the BitPro earns some interest paid by other actors making leverage position, and it also earns some of the platform fee. And on top of that, there is a liquidity mining feature that we are going to launch in the next 4 weeks. So people holding the BitPro will start earning the MOC token, that is our governance token. And we have a third token that is not really a token that we call BTCX. The BTCX allows you to make a 2x long position on the price of Bitcoin. So it's a little bit complex platform, but very, very, very robust. It's much more robust than most of the protocols out there. And that was proven on March 13 with the big crash of crypto. It was just another day for our protocol.
Yeah, we saw a lot of people go into the futures around that point, and I want to see what Manuel thinks. Like, who's like the demographic end user for something like Money on Chain with this Bitcoin-backed stablecoin kind of thing, right? Like, with everything that Max kind of explained, it's like, who's the demographic end user? Is it me, or is it the Wolves of Wall Street, or is it the mom and pop shops? I'm just curious, who's like the first to market? Who do you want to use Money on Chain?
Well, we build it for Bitcoiners, like people like us, and maybe also from mom and pop, who, especially in Latin American countries, for example, it's different tokens for different needs.
Right, so that's what I was getting into. It sounds like there's a lot to offer. I'm curious what like the elevator pitch is, or like the on-ramp, pitch is.
Well, so for example, dollar on chain is a stable coin. So why would you use a dollar on chain? Well, first, it's the only, if you are a Bitcoiner and you need a stable coin for whatever reason you need a stable coin, you will be using Bitcoin at the end. You will not using a dollar in a bank account. So if you want a centralized stablecoin, you can use other options. But if you want a Bitcoiner stablecoin, well, then this is your stablecoin. And why you need it? For example, in many countries in the world, you cannot get dollars. If you want to get dollars in a bank, you are not allowed. Why? Because of government restrictions, or because or if you want to transfer from one part of the world to another one and very fast, like with Bitcoin, with a stable price, you can use the dollar chain as any other stable coin, but with the guarantee that there is no central point in this case. If you want censorship resistant features that Bitcoin has, well, then That's the case for using dollar on chain. That's some of the characteristics why dollar on chain is different to other stable coins, I would say.
Gotcha.
That's on the stablecoin. If you think about the BitPro, is mainly if you are I say it from my point of view. I'm like a Bitcoiner. I like getting more Bitcoins. So if you want to increase your Satoshis, but not using a centralized platform, because there are many centralized platforms to get more Bitcoins, well, there is a nice token, which is this BitPro. And if you get this BitPro and you are bullish in the price of Bitcoin, we call it like a Bitcoin with steroids. So in the long term, and it's been performing like that, you will get more Bitcoins. Of course, if the price of Bitcoin crashes, when it crashes, as it has a little bit of leverage, obviously the price goes down faster than the price of Bitcoin. But all in all, if you are, we run like thousands of simulations. All in all, if you are bullish in the price of Bitcoin and you expect that Bitcoin will increase in price, you should get with this free leverage, and the other features that Max explained, you will get more Bitcoins. Again, in a decentralized fashion, without having to trust in someone else, but on a protocol. You need to trust in the protocol, which is open
Right,
source.
it's not a company, it's a protocol, and that's what I think people are going to start looking for is less corporate, more code, looking for the protocols, not so much the people, but we still want to appoint deities to things, we still want to hold somebody on a pedestal, like, if we found out who Satoshi was, it wouldn't be good for any of us because human nature, we'd end up being either groveling fools, kissing his feet, or we'd end up going to his house with pitchforks and torches. So I think the code being more prominent, especially with Bitcoin right now, taking off the way it is, that's setting sort of a standard of like, who cares about the people? We want to look at the protocols, and that's what really matters. I guess to elaborate a little bit more on what Manuel said, Max, this seems like it's a stablecoin option to kind of escape and also ride the waves of volatility. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly. And talking about demographic, there is a real need for this kind of stable coins in Latin America, especially countries like Argentina and Venezuela. A product like the dollar on chain in Argentina can literally change millions of lives. We have a currency that is devaluating like 3, 4, 5% a day. And we are not allowed to buy US dollars or any foreign currency. So the only way to protect our wealth against volatility and inflation is using something like the dollar on chain. The BitPro is a dream come true for Bitcoiners because when you're holding the BitPro, you are letting this happen, this magic with the dollar on chain happen. You are earning more Bitcoin.
By providing the liquidity, you're providing possibility.
Exactly. So it's like, for me, the BitPro is like a dream came true because it allows me to earn more Bitcoin using my Bitcoin without counterparty risk.
Right. Is there like KYC or anything like this? How does somebody like myself get involved, or maybe even somebody who might be a accredited investor? Are there other alternatives for other people to get involved as well?
Okay. I will tell you that the protocol is open, but since we are running a web page to let the people access the protocol, of course we cannot allow U.S. citizens to use our web page to access the protocol. If someone in the United States wants to build a front end with Know Your Customer to access the protocol, that will be great. But that is
okay, cool.
Something that we are imposing. That is something that is according U.S. regulators.
So Max, you're open to the idea of somebody basically forking the platform, using the protocol and doing things a little bit differently, as long as it's the protocol on the back end that they're using.
Well, you don't need to fork the protocol. You can.
No, not fork the protocol, fork just the website.
Of course. That would be great for us. Moreover, there are a couple of projects that are integrating with Money on Chain protocol, and the Money on Chain protocol has a revenue sharing embedded on the protocol for projects integrating with Money on Chain. So, for example, you're a wallet and you want to allow your customers to mint and redeem dollar on chain directly against the protocol. So you can charge whatever you want on top of that. And the protocol charges very, very little. And everybody can interact with the protocol and charge whatever they want on top of the protocol. And everything is integrated in the protocol.
All right, cool. I'm going to ask a question for some of the skeptics. You know, maybe some of the people who are a little concerned. I want to comfort them a little bit. You know, have these protocols been audited through a third-party smart contract auditor? And if so, who audited these protocols? Because a lot of the times people say, do your own research. Well, I'm not smart enough. I need to make sure that smart people are auditing things, and then I have to just audit the smart people who audited the thing.
Of course. Well, let me tell you how our development process was. Well, we started with this idea, and we spent like 1 year making mathematical models and simulation and making sure that everything was okay and the thing will run as supposed. So after that, we made a simulation machines, and we spent like 6 months running simulation and assuring that everything in the protocol was working right. And so we write a Python specification. Then that Python specification was translated to Solidity. And when we ran thousands of simulations between the Python specification and the Solidity smart contract. So we're completely sure that everything works perfectly.
That must have been a nightmare process, though. I can only imagine the banging the head on the wall when something goes wrong during testing.
Oh, yes. And when we have to discard this idea because it doesn't work like you were expecting, and you have to think one more week and how to build that or how to fix that. And when we finished all that, we made a third-party audit with CoinFabric. And after CoinFabric audited our stablecoin platform, we made a second an audit of the audit with CoinSpec.
Okay, so there was an audit of the audit.
Exactly, and now we are going for our third audit. So yes, everything is audited, and the protocol is running. Was running close in testnet for like a year. Then we opened it in October 5. No, we deployed in mainnet on October 5 last year, and we opened it to the public in December last year. So it was a very long and safe process.
Gotcha.
Just to make it very short, Mark is paranoid with security.
Well, it's always good to be paranoid.
I'm paranoid, but he's hyper paranoid, and our CTO is his first job was to design heart.
The pacemaker.
The pacemaker. Yes. So
they're used to life and death situations on the team.
Yeah, it's mission critical systems on what actually he specialized. We are very conservative.
Well, this sounds really, disruptive, right? It sounds like because it's so beneficial to people in the places that you have mentioned, right? Like when anything is beneficial, it's disrupting somebody's bottom end, or at least the power that they have with their boot on somebody's back, right? Holding them down. I'm just curious, do you see this being like an issue by like, maybe getting on the wrong side of the government in Venezuela or something? And or is this such a benefit to, to the people that you're not going to see, you don't predict to see so much of like regulation pushback or them try to like make it like, Bitcoin's for drugs or something,
No, we don't think so, because as I told you, the main reason for people using the dollar on chain is of course, people in Argentina and Venezuela. The problem, the governments are in a very unusual position. They are losing US dollar reserves from their central banks. So any alternative that will help them to stop losing those dollars will be good for them. So this dollar on chain can stop them to bleed those reserves. So this is good for the people, and it's also okay with the governments in Argentina.
Gotcha. No, that makes sense. I see what you're saying. Yeah, Emmanuel, I'm curious, like, have you seen anybody kind of doing something along the same lines as what, you're trying to do? Because I'll be honest, I haven't really seen too many people throwing like stablecoin Bitcoin in the same sentence. It's usually like wrapped Bitcoin or stable Ethereum token or something, you know what I mean? So I'm curious if you've seen anybody trying to do what you guys are doing, and if so, just curious, how are you doing it differently?
Well, yes, when we started, the first thing that was like a big surprise for me is that no one had already built it. And while we were building it, we thought, well, someone is going to build it first than us, because Max was building. And
right, they're going to build something shitty just to get it first to market. I know that feeling.
And what I realized is that this is not easy. Actually, in March, when Max was explaining, in March, the other crypto collateral stablecoin project, which was, I think, the only big one running, it blew up, actually. Now it doesn't have only crypto as collateral. It has other tokens, because it's really difficult, the financial model. When we presented this financial model having these three different actors, which are the stablecoin, the buffer, which is the BPRO, and the leverage, which takes most of the volatility. If you think which is the genius about this, is this model. When we talked with PhD in finance, and we said, well, you need to help us to write the white paper, because we don't know how to write a good theoretical white paper.
Fuck the white paper. It's all about the protocol, baby.
People was, you need a white paper. We built the code, and then we needed to write the white paper, and we need quotation from where, and it's your invention. So this is Max. This is Max invention with our CTO, and this is the different thing about the model. The model is new. It's completely new. There's not any other stablecoin with this financial model, which is, this is the genius, that it supports really the volatility of Bitcoin. Yep. You can mint and that's the thing which is genius. It's not something that someone needs to mint centralized. You can mint a dollar on chain. You mint the dollar on chain and you redeem the token, and anybody can use it.
Be your own Federal Reserve.
That's what you do. You are minting and redeeming stable tokens. It's crazy. When I think about it, it's completely crazy.
No, when we talked last time, I know we rescheduled so we could do this all together as a group. I looked into it a little bit. I'm like, this is really crazy. Like, this is pretty revolutionary. Like, Bitcoin, and this is why I like to highlight what Bitcoin inspires to compete with it or complement it, right? Like, the fact that Bitcoin exists is why DeFi exists, is why stablecoins exist, is why money on chain exists. And to see the Bitcoin inspiration just keep building evolution and progress forward, dude, I can't wait to see what this is going to do. What money on chain is going to make possible, somebody's going to build on top of it or use it to do something different. And I'm curious, Max, who would you like to, or what would you like to see done? Do you have that vision where you're like, I can't do this, but I know that if I build this and make it possible, this is what somebody can do with it, as sort of like a proof of concept?
Well, yes, of course. We think that money on chain can become the cornerstone of the financial system 2.0, because Bitcoin is is great. It's a wonderful asset. It's the best money we can have, but it has a lot of volatility. So if we can use Bitcoin in a stable way, like dollar on chain, you can peg whatever you want with our model. We can have euro on chain, or we could have PBI on chain, or we could have Standard & Poor's on chain. So if you, well, actually we find the way to make Bitcoin stable, but still being Bitcoin. Because the what gives value to the dollar on chain is Bitcoin, nothing else. The only asset that we use in this platform is Bitcoin.
Right, exactly. And that's the hand in hand I think a lot of people are missing, right? They want to complement Bitcoin without utilizing Bitcoin. Therefore, at the end of the day, it's competing with Bitcoin instead of working with it as a teammate or as an ingredient in some final product.
Exactly. And this protocol, this is not a fancy protocol that will rely on auctions, on liquidation when the price of Bitcoin goes down. We understand that when the price of Bitcoin goes down heavily, the blockchain will be collapsed. And this protocol can work in that situation. So this
have you run any kind of simulations looking at like previous collapses of the price volatility and making sure like, hey, if it does go from like 20 grand to 3,000, it won't be like, all hell breaks loose, it still will work out?
Yes, of course. And that is something that,
because that volatility was fast, right? We see the price go up pretty slowly, but on the way down, that shit happens overnight.
Exactly. Our protocol is prepared exactly for that. And so let me explain how the protocol is prepared exactly for that. For example, when the price of Bitcoin were like $3,000 in March, we needed $4 in collateral to issue $1 in dollar on chain. Those $4 came, 3 from BitPro and 1 for the people buying the dollar on chain. But if suddenly the price of Bitcoins is $100,000, you will need more collateral in the system. You issue $1 on chain. For example, when the price of Bitcoin was 20,000 in 1917, you needed like $12.
2017. He said 1917. It took a second to click, and I'm like, wait, nuh-uh.
Yeah, sorry, 1917. When the price of Bitcoin was 20,000 in 1917, if the protocol were running on that specific situation, you will have need like $10 in collateral to issue $1 in dollar on chain. So if the price starts to go up heavily, well, the collateral in the system has to increase.
Right. Yeah. If it goes parabolic, it has to be prepared for that. And I'm curious to get into like maybe the potential. We see a lot of this happen with like Ethereum stable coins that use, pooling to provide liquidity and dividend collateral is like, I'm just going to use this to buy more Bitcoin or something, right? Like that's what everyone's been doing with DAI, right? You give them some Ethereum, they give you DAI, you buy more Ethereum, you give them that Ethereum, you get more DAI, and you just keep doing it until you go crazy. Is this something that you can see people using money on chain for? Is this intentional, or is this something that is like bad actors and just game theorying something that like I'm saying? No. Like, is this
the thing is there is no point to issuing dollar on chain to buy more Bitcoins, because there is a product that is called BTCX embedded in the protocol that allows you to go to, in this version, 2x, but in future versions, you can increase that leverage. So you can go 2x with Bitcoins directly. You don't have to issue the dollar on chain and then buy the Bitcoin like you do in MakerDAO.
So you could leverage inherently. You don't have to go out of your way.
That's great. The model is completely different. Didn't not build thinking. Actually, when we already had the model running on testnet, or design, we knew about MakerDAO, and our model is completely different. We think it's superior actually, but it's different. It's completely different. If you want a stablecoin, you send your BTC and you get a stablecoin. If you want a BPRO, a Bitcoin with steroids, then you mint BPRO. And if you want a leverage position, you just get a leverage position.
Dude, it sounds like you're only missing one ingredient, and somehow it's something to do with like DeFi UBI or something. Like, I know that that's just like the new hype train right now, but like it seems that when we talk about like stable coins and things like this, and I don't know if you guys follow Good Dollar. They have like this stable coin that they give out for free, but it sounds like you could incorporate something very similar into the money on chain experience, where I could provide liquidity and maybe people could claim and get some of these, tokens that are backed by Bitcoin, these stable coins, as like a UBI, a universal basic income.
Well, we are going to include, as I told you before, liquidity mining. So if you are holding BPRO, you are going to start earning the MOC token, that is a token to govern the platform. And one thing that is missing in the current version, but we are going to develop that on the next version next year, is lending. Something like a CDP, like a MakerDAO CDP, by built on top of a much more robust protocol.
That's important, man. I think people that preach be your own bank, they forget to educate people that a lot of what banks do isn't just hold money. It's they lend it out, and that's how they make money. So when you shut down your bank account and you get into Bitcoin and you're being your own bank, if you can't figure out how to do lending and loaning and do anything around what banks actually do in the background, you're not going to have an experience as people like probably you, me, and Manuel. We are being our own banks because we do provide liquidity. We do earn interest. We do a lot of these things that the banks do. It's just right now it is pretty cumbersome and difficult. How long of an experience, or like how long of like a from zero knowledge to end user process do you think it will take from somebody that has no idea how to use crypto to use something like money on chain to unbank themselves and start being their own bank?
Well, the protocol is very easy to use. We have this platform at alpha.manionchain.com that is very, very easy to use. Okay. You are familiar with, if you know how to use Bitcoin to transform your Bitcoins in BitPro and start earning Satoshis, it's just like pressing a button and putting the amount of BTC that you want to send to the smart contract. The barrier here is that as Manion Chain is built on top of RSK, you have first to transform.
Respect first, by the way, not to interrupt you, but respect, because that's full on. Like, you guys are like Bitcoin core over here. Like, I dig it.
Yes, I think that RSK is the most underrated.
Same.
And the most underrated project in crypto world, because what they are doing is fantastic.
Because it's fucking slow and boring, dude. Like, seriously, could you be any slower and possibly any more boring while doing whatever the hell Rootstock's doing? Like, dude, they literally are like Mr. Magoo of entertainment. You know what I mean? Like, I love RSK, but they need to hire somebody to keep us all entertained. I don't care if it's a magician or a juggler, but RSK needs an entertainer to keep us busy, because you're right, it's amazing, but they're just so boring. It's not like an ICO pump and dump. It's not going to get anybody excited. It's just, it's great, and I love that you're using it, but unfortunately, it's not sexy.
Well, the magic is going to start happening now, because now you have Manion Chain, You have Sovereign that is
Sovereign is awesome, by the way.
Actually, you were talking about lending. They are going to use dollar on chain, BPRO, and you have your BPRO and you want to lend it and get more dollar on chain. You will be able to do it there, and then we will have. You already have RSK swap to do swapping, and we know that other protocols are moving to protocol like.
Bro, protocols are gonna kill exchanges. We don't need exchanges. We will be our own bank. We will be our own exchange. We will be our own, and it will be through either individual applications or maybe a basket of apps on my phone that can replace everything the legacy financial industry does. You know, it's crazy. With Sovereign, money on chain, Bitcoin, be your own bank, be your own exchange, and be your own everything else.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, I need to leave. Sorry, I have
yeah, it's almost 1 o'clock on my end, so we can wrap things up here. I do want to give you both a chance to just, mention something that we didn't get a chance. So we'll start with you, Manuel. Is there anything that you wanted to make sure that we got to discuss today before you have to go? And then we'll get Max in on it.
My only message is if you are a Bitcoiner and you want Bitcoin to grow, to really explode in usage, that's why we built Banyan Chain. We built it for Bitcoin being able to go mainstream. If people is not going to start using Bitcoin for their day-to-day trades in Latin America, they will start to use stablecoins. And if they use dollar and chain, they will be using Bitcoin.
100% correct.
If you want mainstream adoption, then support this. How you can support? Provide liquidity with BPRO, or just test it, use it, talk about it. Tell whole if they use lending, not to lend with Tether, but lend with dollar on chain.
Right on.
That's how you can help us. This is for Bitcoiners. So if you are a Bitcoiner, well, if you like what you are being listening, help us to change the world.
That's respect, because this is the first stable coin for Bitcoiners by Bitcoiners for Bitcoin by Bitcoin. And I have been saying a lot about what you've just said, bro. Is like the mom and pop pizza store, even in America, isn't going to start with Bitcoin. It's going to start with a stable coin, and we need it to be a Bitcoin stable coin. So I resonate 100% with what you said, bro. And Max, anything that you wanted to make sure that we talked about or discussed, or any topics that we did, bring up before I wrap things up?
Oh yes, this was kind of close project so far, but we are starting our process of decentralization. We want this to be exactly like Bitcoin is, and we want to create a community to build on top of this, to build this, carry on this. So we just launched our forum like 1 or 2 weeks ago. So if you want to get involved and participate in this protocol and to help us build this, just go to our forum and ask how can you get involved. And just imagine the $10 billion in USDT going to the dollar and chain.
Oh my God. Hold on. That's exactly what it would sound like, man. I mean, and I get it, because a lot of people right now, especially like content creators and influencers, the public personas are very anti-stablecoin and very advocate about it. Even the altcoin, maximalists have seen that the altcoin money has gone to stable coins, and they're not trading as much as they're just loaning it out, because it makes them way more returns than they're used to in the banking sector, the traditional investment sector, and they can still make more money with doing less work in the crypto sector. So this is exactly why you will see stablecoins be more appealing to the average person getting on-ramped into the space. And if we can do that with a Bitcoin stablecoin, you better believe it. You got my support, bro. 100%. Bitcoin stablecoin, I've been waiting for something like this. So if you guys are watching this, please go ahead and retweet, drop a comment. Every day somebody wins some Bitcoin. And And go ahead and follow Money on Chain OK on Twitter and check them out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm very curious to see what you guys think. Is this something that, you would use, or is this something that you would recommend? And if not, why? Why are you a hater? Manuel, Max, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to come on today. If there's any websites or any links or Discords or anything, I guess we could put them in the comments below, or you can let people know where to join your community.
Yeah, it's www.moneyonchain.com.
All right, you have a Discord or Telegram or community chat or forums or Reddit, anything like that?
Yes, we have everything is in our webpage.
Okay,
so
perfect.
Our webpage, you go to communities, we have a Telegram group, we have a forum, we have a meetup, we have everything. But just go there, and from there, most used more to chat with us. We are on Telegram. You can chat with Max or with me.
All right, I appreciate you guys. Final question, wrap it up right here. Max, how can people get involved? If they're in Venezuela, how can they help? If they're in America, how can they help? If they're on the moon, how can they help?
Well, start trying the platform and understanding how to use it and how the platform can solve some of your problems, and then came to our community and join.
There you go, guys. And as always, have a day.
Bye.
There are many different ways to buy Bitcoin, but the cheapest and fastest way to buy Bitcoin with cash is with a CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM. CoinFlip ATMs allow anyone to buy Bitcoin with the lowest fees and within just a few steps. Hi, I'm Amy, and I'm one of the hundreds of store owners who partner with CoinFlip. In this convenient store, we host a CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM. We earn passive income, more foot traffic, and we get free advertising done by the CoinFlip team. Getting the ATM was easy. We just contact the CoinFlip team at info@coinflip.tech, and they handle everything with no cost to the store owner. This includes installation, maintenance, marketing, and even 24/7 customer service. We just provide a small space within the store. To get your own CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM and join the monetary revolution, contact CoinFlip today. info@coinflip.tech, or fill out the form at request.coinflip.tech. 773-800-0106.
Whether you're brand new to cryptocurrency or an expert, Hodl is the app for you. Are you tired of dealing with the exchanges, their unreliability, and high fees? Welcome to the new cryptocurrency standard. Hodl is your one-stop shop for accumulating cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. This is the easiest way for you to accumulate crypto and manage it. Download the Hodlit app now. Create your profile. Link one or more bank accounts. Set up your dashboard and let Hodlit do the rest. It's easy and fast. Hodlit provides multiple ways to purchase and accumulate crypto. Included are advanced automated buying features along with direct market buys. You have total control of your money and which cryptocurrencies get purchased, with options including Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Tether, Ripple, among others. Use the Roundup feature to automatically purchase crypto with your spare change after making everyday purchases. Easily increase your Roundup growth by using the Boost Growth option and boost your Roundups by either 2, 3, or 5 times. The Autopilot feature allows you to purchase crypto based on the amount and frequency you choose. Set it and forget it. Buy and sell in real time. The coins you buy are the coins you get. Hodlit holds 100% true blockchain purchases. No downtime. Super secure. Lower fees, and you get 24/7 support. Hodlit makes it easy for you to create and manage a diversified cryptocurrency portfolio. Look forward to future enhancements coming soon, as well as additional cryptocurrency options. Download the Hodlit app today and get started now.